Okay. Hello, dear friends. Good afternoon. Such a beautiful, beautiful afternoon. And you need to see the surrounding. It's, oh, wow. What is that sound? Is that a goose or something? Wow. Wow. So, it's very beautiful. You need to see it. And let's have a chat. And another demotivational video. Okay, you first see the surrounding, okay? Look at it. Oh, what is that bird? Is that a bird or a machine? Something very strange. Anyway, it's very beautiful here. So, let me try something. Okay, from time to time, I got friends. Okay, let's continue the other phone. You have seen my new phone, not new phone, new cover, new case. And that phone is running out of battery, so I change and change seat so that it's not too much sunshine right in front of my eyes. So I got some friends writing me message, and this one is, I will not go too much into detail, is that a dad treating a son not well. The son was trying every best, but just not recognized by parents what to do. I am not professional. I am not a consultant. I do not know, but I feel that if you write to me, yeah, maybe I should try my best to have a chat with you as a friend, as another human being, and show my respect. I really do not know. In my family, I do not have this experience that people treating me very, very badly. I have done a lot of things to disappoint my family, my relatives, my friends, but people are usually pretty kind to me. And there are instances that I got misunderstood, but it was not intentionally. So let me try as much as I can to tell you a story. This was a true story. No, don't say it, a true story. This was a story. Let's say a story. There was one little boy, and he was in my class. And he studied not so well. His learning score was not very good. And we grew up together. We grew up from before elementary school, pre-K, kindergarten, that age. So we know each other for more than 50 years. And when he was young, he had a big brother who was quite powerful and quite smart. But the big brother also was not very good at study. Anyway, their family was not very good at study. It was not from a scholastic family. And he studied not very good, and he was sometimes short-tempered, and his parents are famous for short-tempered. And he did not study well. Then they beat him, and then he was not happy. He would get into trouble in school, and so it's just a family beating each other. Please do not use the current standard. That was 50 years ago, and that was not in a different country. So it's just the family dynamic is a little bit wrong. And he was not doing good, and he had a good teacher, my teacher, wonderful, wonderful teacher. There are differences I have about the teacher. The teacher was very strict. Sometimes I complain she was too strict, but she was definitely, by all means, a good teacher. And this student, my friend, did not have a good relation with the teacher. Just imagine you have a student always not listening to you and always not have a good score and just every time give you trouble, of course. But the teacher was by all means a wonderful, wonderful teacher, and put her heart and soul and goes to his family to talk to his parents. And you should take care of your kids. You should not let him to beat other people. You should not. And the result, actually, the teacher was good, kind-hearted, and want to work with the parents together to get the boy to behave good, to be a good person, not to lost his track. But his parents, at every time he visit, he end up a big beating for him. Yeah, so that is the dynamic. This not only happened to this student and some other student. Anyway, so he always got into trouble, and he didn't graduate. Maybe elementary school or maybe middle school. Anyway, he was eventually kicked out of the school, and he got into trouble with other bad guys. It's not yet a gun at elementary level, but it's just trouble. And eventually he replaced his father to work for a university's administrative, the staff, something like clean up, something like restoration, something like gardening, and all these odd jobs. And so he started by sometimes worked in the restaurant for a couple of years, and then worked in the garden department for a couple of years. So around 10 years ago, I went back home and I saw it'd be because we were in the same university. My family was from a university, and he worked in the university. I just found the flower is fantastic, beautiful flowers. Here and there is a full blossom. And then I start to ask who made this, and that was the time that China has this back to school reunion a la Modi thing. So old friends after 50 years, after 30 years, get back together. So we get back together, and I realized that he was in charge of the gardening. So he worked in the restaurant for a couple of years, the university restaurant, and worked in other departments, some repairment, restoration, and construction, all this. And finally he was in the gardening department, the head of the gardening, because he worked hard, because he learned everything, because he was good eventually. And my father knows him, and he helped my father to plant which plant is good, how many water to water, what time to water, how to take care, how much sunshine, all these things. And he had just same as anybody else, same as you and I, just live a very ordinary, common life. And I met him, and he said, yeah, I was not good at studying, and I did not learn anything. But who knows? Heaven must know something. He had a daughter, and his daughter studied hard, self-study, just like reading, and went to university, graduated in the university, and get a very good job, become the first generation university graduate. And the family is just like anybody else. You do not see the old time. You do not see the mistreatment he got from, let's say, parents and, let's say, teacher. He was just lived his life and independently and with a house, with grace. It's just very admirable. And he was very, very respectful to his parents. 很孝顺, 很孝顺. And he took his parents, mom or dad, to hospital, give them food, and 伺候他们, take care of them, whatever they want, and just totally obey them. And it's very admirable. And we friends, and in our class there are people going to university, there are people going to another country, there are people going to different place, there are people holding high position. And when we sit down together, there is nobody lower than anybody. We are all just old friends and living a normal life. So I do not know whether this is a point or there is any point. No matter life, how life treats you, its exterior experience. This may not be a very good example because our life is not like a moral story. Our life is not a moral story we can talk so much about. It's just a life. Yeah. Okay, let me show you something pretty. Yes, I want you to see this blue sky and all this. So it is life. Whichever way we live it, we make the best of our situation. I'm sorry, this is not good. Let me show you this side. This is better. So beautiful. Okay, so we do not know what experience we are experiencing will lead to us. And our life have a lot of bumps, but eventually it is you who live your life. It is me who live my life. It's us who live our life. Our life is decided, determined by ourselves. We are the owner of our destiny, right? You want to listen to another story? Another story is very much the same thing. And we have another classmate and was mistreated and did some and he was just different. He was just different. And he did not graduate, kicked out of school, and he learned in life, and he became an antique collector, which requires a lot of history story and all these things. a lot of knowledge and history and cultural background story. So, and he was punished by his parents. Also, his parents are also just treating him quite strictly. Yeah, it's just a different way. And they do want the best of him, just a short temper. And later on, he became one of the most successful person in our class. He had his own business. He had his own house, a huge house, comparing with majority of us graduating from university. He had some of the best living condition, and most importantly, he understands life. He understands life, and he does not make anybody harsh. I have seen some students graduate from, maybe this is a personal thing, some particular character, particular person, and graduate from school and had a successful career, but you can feel that they do not listen. Only that person, he does not listen. He is so used to people listening to him, not that person. And this friend who didn't graduate from school, who later on become very successful, is because he's really the life experience. He has been through so much life experience. So he didn't graduate school. He became a taxi driver and worked in different kind of odd jobs and started his own business. So he knows how to deal with people. So he knows how to talk to people. And he knows people's pain. He knows he has such a level of empathy, such a level of compassion that served him wonderfully in his life, in his success. Another empty talk. I'm sorry for your time. Just story time. Let's do it, story time. I don't think you can get anything out of these kind of random stories. But as you get old, as you see different life paths, you open up your eyes and you start to understand. All this. All that has passed is the past. They do not decide us. They do not dictate us. You and I, we are the dictator of our own life. Do I make any sense? Okay, I think I can stop here. Bye-bye, friends. I love you. I really do. Do. You have a chance to be a dictator of your own life. And no one can say you are wrong, because you are right. You can decide. you can dictate your own life.